Paper, a brochure is on the table at the back. Or check out the bulletin board in Friendship Hall. Experience a 2-minute tune-up with our practitioners after service. Your silence and respect is appreciated during this time when leaving the sanctuary. And now, our center singers.
Happy May. Wow, it's May already. And we have new songs. This song we've sung before. It's called Swing Wide the Doors. It's by Daniel Nemode. So we're going to swing wide the doors because the time is right. Here we go. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. We get a little bit more track, just a tad. Thank you. So we're gonna rock it out. Here we go. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. There's a voice that I've heard for years. I learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming in loud and clear. I want a deeper life. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of no time is right. I'm with it. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Here we go. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Thank you. That was beautiful. I'd like to ask Miriam to come up and assist with the lighting the flames of faith, a call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people and all faiths, all sentient beings come from one great universal presence which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practice of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light the 10th candle for those who are as yet unaware of spirit in their lives, and for the space we are holding for them here at the center. As we light the healing candles, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to experience the healing flame of God's eternal love. Today's inspirational reading comes from Science of Mind book by Ernest Holmes. It says that faith is essential to effective mental treatment, but this faith should be one of understanding. So faith may be said to be scientific. That is, we are now dealing with a principle that has been defined and we know something about the way it works. We know how to use the law governing it. Faith is in this law helps us to use our understanding with greater conviction. Spiritual knowing is correct mental treating. Love is the impulsion of mental treatment. A consciousness of the divine presence in the one we are seeking to help is necessary, for we must provide different mental equivalents for healing than those which create disease. Let us pray. We acknowledge the presence of divine spirit here with us today. We feel the love and wisdom of spirit as well as the awesome power of the creator of the cosmos. Indeed, that same infinite intelligence created us as well, and we are created in the image of that divinity. We share that one mind as our own and have the power of spirit to guide us, lead us, and allow us to create. Today we can examine how we use this infinite love, this wholeness, this bounty in our own thoughts and lives. It is with a very grateful heart that I release these words to law, and know that it is so, and together we say, and so it is.
There is Only Love by Michael Gott and Karen Drucker. In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love.
Thank you, center singers. I always comment on how much I love to hear them sing. I love to hear them sing so much that I started coming in on Wednesday mornings just so I could hear them practice while I'm in the office, taking care of whatever needs to be taken care of. So yeah, let's give them another round of applause. You guys are wonderful. Yeah. You know, we're so blessed to have them. So this month's theme is divine doubt. Oh, my glasses are dirty. I can't, wait a minute. Oh, divine doubt. And we start off this week with that intimate doubt, right? Which is self-doubt. Because that's where it all begins. You know, it begins with you, it begins with me. And from there, you know, we can create all kinds of stories and all kinds of different types of doubt. But we want to move into that divine doubt. But before we do that, I started something a couple of weeks ago. So I'd like you all who can to stand up and go say hello to your neighbor. Say, welcome home. Thank you for being here. You know, one of those things. Something sweet. Show them some love. Don't be shy. Thank you, everyone. Here, should I hold it to my mic? Okay, you guys, come on back. So I know everybody loves that part, you know. It's something that we used to do a long time ago, and then we just kind of changed things up, and, you know, we stopped doing it, and one day I just felt it in my bones that it was time to start doing it again. And I think it's lovely, you know, because we talk about being community. We talk about being one big family here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and yet I don't want to be one of those places where we come and we're family because some of us know each other from classes or whatever, and then the rest of the people who are new don't feel like they're part of, because, you know, we're kind of like a little cliquish, you know, hanging out with each other, talking to each other, and that kind of stuff. And I love this meet and greet. It gives us the opportunity to say hello to someone that we haven't said hello to, because maybe they leave right after service, or maybe they're shy, or maybe they're new, and, you know, all of that. So I hope you guys are liking it. If you're not, come see me afterwards and we'll talk about it. But hopefully you're liking it at least a little bit. You know, I always want to just say that, you know, be aware that some people don't like to be hugged. So, you know, before you just run up to them and hug them, you know, I like to just kind of say, you know, can I hug you? I go like this, and if they go like this, it's like, okay, I know they don't want to be hugged. And I put my hand out, right? Because, yeah, you know, we're all kinds of people. We're unique in our own individualized ways. And so we have to remember that. You know, no matter how much we love and how much we want to express that love, you know, it's not always with a big old hug, you know, from somebody else. So anyway, today's topic is about self-doubt. You know, I thought about this for a while because I didn't really like the topic and I didn't even want to talk about it. So I thought, let me think, how can I talk about this? And I thought, well, you know, self-doubt is an interesting topic because how many of you have had self-doubt? Yeah, okay, just a few, right? So it's kind of like this thing that is always coming up. You know, it comes up. It doesn't even matter. It could be anything. Oh, should I wear these shoes? Or these shoes look kind of dumb. I wonder what they're going to say. I wonder what this. I wonder how it looks. You know, we have this self-doubt all the time about what we do, how we look, how we perform, how we behave. You know, just these things. And in our philosophy, it can be really tricky. Because it's real easy in science of mind to start doing this thing that we call spiritual bypass. And one of the reasons why that happens is because we are those people who are full of joy and positivity. We're always thinking positive thoughts. You know, we want to create our reality. We want to create this life that is so beautiful and so full. And at the same time, we have this creepiness that comes up, you know, this creepy little self-doubt. And then we get a little nervous about it. It's like, oh, am I ever going to create this if I keep thinking this? Or I don't have faith in myself, or I don't trust myself. I don't have enough confidence. And so this little self-doubt comes up, right? And so we start to pretend it's not there. Okay, so let's just smash it up. Stuff it somewhere. Put it in a box. You know, let's put it in this box. This is a pretty box. Let's stick it in there. Because I don't want to pay any attention to it. Because paying attention to it, you know, we've learned that where we put our attention, you know, becomes our intention. But I want to offer you another idea about self-doubt. And moving away from that whole thing about the spiritual bypass, and you know, I know that I've had people say things to me, like I'll just say, well, I hope, you know, that this works out. And they're like, No, you don't hope. You know it's going to work out. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know? But if I have a little bit of self-doubt, where is it coming from? Right? Where is that coming from, and what is the opportunity with that self-doubt? So I'd like you to kind of think about that. Like if you're having some self-doubt, can we look at it as an opportunity for growth, an opportunity to explore, an opportunity to be curious? You know, another thing we talk a lot about here in the Center for Spiritual Living is healing, you know. We want to heal those old beliefs. We want to heal those things that no longer work for us, that we know are no longer true. But because of what we grew up with, because of what we were taught, because of old belief systems, we tend to be holding on to stuff, and it just sneaks up on us, right? So it's the same thing with self-doubt. If we try to stuff it, if we try to pretend it's not there, oh, Lord forbid, don't tell anybody, because, you know, they're going to look at you like, aren't you a religious scientist? You know? So we don't want to share it. We feel kind of isolated. Maybe we're feeling, God, I'm a little embarrassed that I'm having this thought, you know, that I'm feeling this way. Maybe a little shameful. Maybe you start to isolate. You know, like, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go because I'm not that confident. I don't feel like I'm there. I haven't reached the level of spirituality that I thought I should be at this time, you know? I haven't reached something. So then what happens? Our self-doubt starts to fester, starts to grow like a garden full of weeds. It just grows and grows and gets bigger and stronger because we're giving it that power. We're allowing it to be something that it is not. We're allowing it to have this negative connotation, right? When in reality, I love this saying from Wayne Dyer, and I've used it lots of times. He said, when I change the way I see things, the things I see will change. Okay? So if we start looking at self-doubt as a learning opportunity, wow, why is this showing up in my life? What is it that I'm feeling? Is this really true? And the reality is the majority of our thoughts and everything that we've learned in our whole life is not true. It's all storytelling. And I had something here that I had written down because Miguel Ruiz wrote this book. Him and his son, Jose, they wrote this, The Fifth Agreement. How many of you have read that book? Okay, so the Fifth Agreement says, there's chapter 8 in there, says, the power of doubt. And the agreement is, be skeptical, but learn to listen. Okay, and he talks a lot about being skeptical. And he says, being skeptical because most of what you hear is not true. Whether it is coming from yourself or if it's coming from someone else. It comes from a belief system. It comes from something that we grew up with, something that we learned. It's not, for the most part, true. He also says that doubt takes you behind the symbols. So he talks about symbols as communication, right? Words, phrases, things like that. And so he says it takes you beyond the symbol and makes you responsible for every message that you ever deliver or that you ever receive. So if you're receiving messages that have some kind of self-doubt, you assume responsibility for that, right? And how do you do that? You look at it and you ask yourself, is this really true? Where is this coming from? Why am I feeling this way? What is it that I am concerned about? Where's my fear? Because so much of our emotions are driven by fear, right? Ruiz continues to say, being skeptical is masterful because it uses the power of doubt to discern the truth. And so he's saying exactly what we're saying here, right? And Ernest Holmes says, things are only true because we agreed to them or we believe them to be true. If you don't believe something to be true, it's not true. The truth is always the truth, no matter what. Like, we know that there is a divine spirit. We know that there's gravity. We know that there's principles, universal principles that we all believe. But when we start getting into that nitty-gritty about our human experience, then it's different. Most of our human experience has been something that we have been taught or grew up with. And that's the other thing to keep in mind, is that self-doubt is like part of our human experience. It's an emotion, right? It's an emotion that comes up. It's the same as saying, I'm hungry, Gee, I can't do anything about the hunger in my tummy, that I haven't eaten all day. I'm feeling this hunger. Maybe we're tired. We just didn't rest. So we're feeling this tiredness. Those are things that we feel naturally. They're part of the human experience. And so is self-doubt. So when we look at it like that, it's like, if it's part of the human experience, why are we so judgmental when we're having it? Why are we so hard on ourselves? Just love a little bit, just like you did a little while ago when you went around loving everybody, Be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that this is part of the human experience. It's an opportunity. We talk a lot about peeling the onion. Each time we peel a layer of the onion, we're getting deeper and deeper into our true divine nature and who we are as divine beings. But we're still having this human experience. So we have to remember that in this human experience, we are experiencing those things that have been created in our life by our ego. Because everything that we learned and everything that we were taught, we took it and we decided early on, either as a child or yesterday or sometime in our life, we decided that it was true or it was not. Okay? So if you decided it was true, then that's how easy it is to decide that it's not true. Okay? So, the but is that you have to be able to discern the difference. So knowing, which takes me to Renee's class. If you haven't been in a class with Renee is a great teacher. He is a really, really good practitioner, very, very good teacher. And in his classes, you will always learn, the principles of science of mind. You will always learn who you are in relationship to those principles, how to work them. No matter what that topic is, whatever that class is, it'll always take you in that direction because that's who he is, and he does a wonderful thing. I saw that the list is getting long. I hope he can manage it. He might have to get Bruce to help him or something, to be his TA in the class, or I don't know if he already has one. But this is one of the things that we always encourage people to come and to take classes. Come to the workshops. We do Sunday service, and we love being here, and we love doing Sunday service. But is it enough? And you have to ask yourself that question. Is it enough? Are you walking away from here and saying, wow, I learned so much that it's just going to stay with me, throughout the week, and I'm going to practice this, I'm going to do all this stuff? Because I know for me, I love to take classes and I love to teach classes. And the reason why I love to do that is because any class that I teach, which any teacher, any one of us, any practitioner that you talk to that teaches a class, will tell you that we're not just giving you homework. We're doing the homework too. We're reading the papers too. We're reading the pages. We're reading the book. We're doing the practice. We're doing the homework. We're doing everything that we have asked you to do in the class. And so in doing that, we all grow. It's not about the student growing and the teachers watching them grow. Well, we love to watch you grow, but we also grow because we put something into practice. And the more we practice, the deeper we go. and the deeper we go. So here's a quote from Ernest Holmes. It says, "Our mind must be steady in its conviction that our life is one part of God and that the Spirit is incarnated in us. Affirmations and denials are for the purpose of vitalizing faith, for the purpose of converting thought to a belief in things spiritual." And this is from the Science of Mind textbook, page 178. And I wanted to kind of break it down a little bit because sometimes when we read some of this information, we read it and say, oh, okay, that sounds good. I like that. You know, it's kind of cool. So, you know, when we talk about our mind must be steady in its conviction. Okay, so really it's saying that, you know, we talk a lot about manifesting. We want to create a life. We know that our thinking creates our reality. You know, one of our quotes is, you know, change your thinking, change your life, right? And now I'm talking about self-doubt and how does this work? And, you know, it's a little bit like, oh, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth, but I'm really not. Because I'm just saying that the self-doubt is a tool. You know, we look at it and we take it as a tool. So when he says, our mind must be steady in its conviction, your thinking needs to be consistent and certain, not doubtful or back and forth. Okay? So if you're having self-doubt, you know, you want to train your mind to truly accept something that is real. So you want to address that self-doubt in some way. You want to see where it's coming from. You want to discern it and recognize that it's not true. And so that way you move back into the truth. It is not the doubt you put your faith in. It is the truth that comes out of the shadow of the doubt. And in the process, you are removing barriers and old beliefs that are no longer true. And so then our mind must be steady in its conviction that our life is one part of God. And we all already know this, that you're not separate from the divine. You are an expression of it. Like a wave is part of the ocean. You know, even though the wave is called the wave and the ocean is called the ocean, they're still both part of the same thing. And so that the Spirit is incarnated in us, you know, incarnated, expressed in physical form. So Spirit, God, the divine intelligence, is living through you as you. Affirmation and denials, you know, affirmations, we know that affirmations are speaking the truth. You know, we're claiming that truth for ourselves, right, all the time. I am guided. You know, I am whole. I am healed. I am perfect. You know, all these things. And denials allow us to release false beliefs. Sometimes it's hard to say, I am this, without saying, I am not this. You know, like that denial of things. I am not limited. Fear has no power over me. And so they're not just positive words, they're powerful words, and they're truth. You know, they are very true. Affirmation and denials are for the purpose of vitalizing faith. They're meant to strengthen your faith, not only intellectually, but emotionally. You know, for you to be able to step into that energetically and be able to feel what you are claiming to be true for yourself. So as you do this work to face your doubts, you know, like facing them straight on, you know, not hiding from them or fearing them or running them or trying to stuff them. But as we face our doubts, we begin to learn and to discern. And so it goes on to say, for the purpose of converting thoughts to a belief in things spiritual. And this is probably the key point, right? You might think something is true. I am connected to God. So we know that's true, right? But Holmes says that it's not the goal to just move from thinking it. You have to move from thinking it to believing it to being it. So you want to embody it. You know, we can talk a lot of words, but we're not embodying that. That's what we're doing. We're just talking a lot of words. And that's where the practice comes in. So we know that our thoughts are ideas. And so we want to take every thought, every doubt, and explore it and learn from it and heal from it. You know, beliefs are thoughts that we've accepted to be true. And so it's the same with any religion, any faith, any family tradition. You know, if you believe it to be, then it becomes true for you. And so beliefs, we know, shape our experience. So it doesn't matter what that experience is. You know, it doesn't matter if you grew up in a certain experience and you continue to believe that, and so you continue to experience that, it will shape your life. So we have to be able to discern that and see the difference. And so last week, you guys were so excited to have homework at the end of the day. I thought, I want to come up with some homework. You know, Science of Mind helps because they have a lot of stuff on their website. Excuse me. So this quote that I had read you, excuse me. This quote that I had read you in from Ernest Holmes, you know, I put it into the computer and I said, Chat GPT, can you tell me in simple words, what does this mean? And it said, train your mind to deeply believe that you are an expression of the divine. Use affirmations and denials to strengthen that belief until it feels real to you. Because once you truly believe it, it changes how you experience life. And that goes back to that whole thing. Change the way you see things, and you will change the way, the way you see things, and your life will change for sure. And so remember, we are manifestations of the one, that one perfect life, that divine life. You know, we are here in this human incarnation having this experience. Let's enjoy it. Let's learn from it. Let's grow from it. Let's turn it into what we want to turn it into. And so this is your homework. You ready? There's a bunch here, okay? You remember last week I gave you homework and I told you find that sacred spot in your house, like someplace where you can sit quietly and, you know, contemplate whatever it was last week, because I don't remember now, but whatever it is. So whatever that space is that you've created, in that same space, take a few minutes to reflect on a time when you experience self-doubt. Just a few minutes. And what did you do or learn from that experience? So don't forget, have your journal there, so when you're sitting there thinking about this and contemplating this, that you sit there quietly and you say, yeah, today I had some self-doubt. I thought I had lost 10 pounds, but I didn't. No. You know, whatever it is for you. So, and sit there and journal about it. You know, how did that feel? You know, what did you learn? Okay, number 2. Explore, you know, just this week, explore your reaction when you are having self-doubt. Are you loving yourself in the process, or are you kicking yourself, you know? You see, why are you doing that? No. Or are you loving yourself? So just make note of it. You know, pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening. Are you dissembling it, you know, taking it apart? You know, using this opportunity to explore all the emotion surrounding this doubt, whether if it's fear, shame, lack, or anything that pops up. You know, take a minute. You know, take a minute to see where it comes from, because that's how you're going to heal that, right? Okay, number 3. Create a gratitude list if you don't already have one, and include one way that you may have been experiencing doubt. So include that in your gratitude list. And you're going to be grateful for it. Why? Because it's going to bring it to the light. It's going to remove that power, right? It's going to allow you to explore it. Okay, number 4. You guys ready? Share your doubt with someone you trust. Ooh, that's a big one. Not so that they can give you advice, okay? So if somebody's sharing with you and you're in this room and you're the person listening, it's not for you to respond. It's not for you to give them advice or tell them, oh, you thought this because of that. No, it's not that. It's just so that they can say it out loud. Because once you bring it to the light, it starts to lose its power. You know, I know for me sometimes when I say it out loud, even to myself, and I say things out loud, I start to think, well, that was silly. Like, why am I thinking that? You know, it just kind of dissipates. So you share it with someone, not for advice, but to alleviate any power it may have over you. Okay? And then the last one, this one's easy. Trust in yourself. See the divine within you. Just smile and enjoy. Thank you. So let's just move into prayer. Just taking in this beautiful energy and recognizing that everything is God. The goodness in our life, the love in our life, you know, that beautiful energy, that essence that we express, and even that doubt. It's part of the divine working through us so that we can become aware, so that we can see, so that we can learn, so we have one more opportunity to let it go and to grow. And so I'm very grateful for this. And I know that Spirit, and it's all divineness that it is, the divinity that it is, expressing through each and every one of you, is right there with you, loving you, comforting you, being you, expressing through you, as you. And how beautiful it is to know that. And to know that every single part of you is divine. There's not one part of you that is not divine, because all of you is God. And God is perfect, whole, and complete. So just breathe that in and say yes. So we just take that in and we say yes to that with a heart full of gratitude. I just release these words into that universal law, just allowing it to unfold in its own beautiful and divine way. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you.
Everybody take a deep breath in. Grounding into the knowing that I'm releasing self-doubt about being able to sing this song. No. Sometimes that happens, right? You get up here and, oh, there comes the self-doubt, and I have to sing this song, and we sing it anyway. The song is the metaphor for life. So we stand up and we do it anyway. This song is called I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack. Sense of wonder. You get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. So don't let some hell-bent heart leave you there. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one more closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, dance. I hope you 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 dance. Oh, I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
Thank you, Stacy. That was beautiful. So now it's time for our conscious giving. And let me open this up. We're very grateful for all the ways that you all support us and with your generous donations. And for those of you online, there's usually a button somewhere where you can push to take you to our PayPal or give you our Zelle information so you can donate online. And so let's read this affirmation together. Today I give in love and joy from the overflow of abundance in my life. My gift goes forward to bless and uplift, fulfilling the purpose of our spiritual community. Lives are transformed. I am grateful, and so it is. Thank you. Go ahead.
So now we sing together, God is my source. God is the source and substance of our supply. And we know that when we give, we receive. Y'all know this song. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Stand up and sing. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Oh, joy is my source. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. For all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace, peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Love, love is my source. Love is my source.
Love is my power.
Love is my power.
Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
for all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
Love gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. Every little thing I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. Oh God is my power. God gives me everything I need. Everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. Everything I need. Oh God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Woo!
Wow, that was great. You guys want to help me to just bless our tithe? You know, all the generosity that comes forward just returns to you. Thankful? Oh, plentiful. Yeah, and so the money that we receive not only helps us to be here, but it helps us to service this community. And so we're so very grateful for that. So thank you so much, and so it is. So let's make a circle around the sanctuary, or a half a circle, or a full circle, or... Oh, I don't need that, do I? I'm going to go that way. I'm going this way so I could read from here. Okay, so if we put our hands out, this is a blessing that we give to each other. So as we say it, remember that we are honoring each other. So do we want to say it together, or you guys want to say it after me? Together. After. What? Huh? I'm confused. Okay. We know who you truly are. You are a unique way that Spirit is expressing. We love you. We appreciate you. And we thank God for you. Welcome home.
Welcome home.
So now we can hold
And
hands.
we're going to affirm that peace is upon us in this present moment. We are a powerful and mighty group, and our energy ripples forward. Remember that your energy is your currency. Yes, there is peace on earth. I know it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that expands through me. With God as our power, united all are we, and we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now, with every step I take, this is my joyous vow,
to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and it begins with me. I hear you, Harmony. Amen.